What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Chris Isaak. As always, major thank you to Michaela, who has shared a great many things, including multiple releases from Chris Isaak, including his Wicked Game compilation 1991, which again, my CD ripping drive on my computer had a problem with, but which I have since been able to acquire, and thus we can go through it in its entirety. And the next track is Heart-Shaped World, which makes me think of the Roxette tune, The Heart-Shaped Sea, though here, obviously, it's not just the sea, but it's the entire world, though I'm inclined to see the title, at least, in a very similar manner, the idea of an entire place, an entire location being defined by its emotion, by the heart, and of course, heart here I would expect to be in its metaphorical and cultural idiom, meaning relating to feeling, emotions, and one's soul, as opposed to being literally the organ that pumps and regulates blood. So yes, I do wonder whether this heart-shaped world is a painful one. I feel like with Chris's typical lyrical stylings, that would be what I would expect. Of course, it could be both, meaning it could be a positive and negative world if it is based on heart and feeling and emotion. I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Chris Isaak. The tune is Heart-Shaped World, and it's included on his 1991 compilation, Wicked Game.
Said she'd always love you in your heart-shaped world. Trouble going around. Trouble in this town. Baby,
Yeah, we need a longer mix there. I mean, he's still just going off vocally, which is interesting because he started very reserved, almost inward, like he was almost mumbling in his singing at the beginning, and then it got a little bit bigger, and by the end here, he's just flourishing and belting, and definitely there was some layered vocals from Chris at the end there, where it was like the lead vocal, the supporting vocal, and the like vibe vocal all layered over each other. And it's another one where I'd put it somewhere between pop rock and country rock. It had definitely a bit of a country feel. In fact, the rhythm of it almost felt as it went along kind of like a train, like I was on a train going through the countryside listening to him tell this story, seemingly about three people. Like he's addressing another guy, seemingly, like, what happened to your baby? What happened to your little girl? You thought she'd always love you in your heart-shaped world. And shout out to the kick drum in the syncopated parts, which very much has a bit of a heartbeat rhythm to it, which I assume was intentional. And I thought there was something like, what was the line? Like, something like, I know what it's like for her to, you know, interact with you this way. It sounded like maybe the narrator has been burned by this girl too, and I wondered at first, like, okay, maybe it's like a love triangle thing, and maybe actually the narrator is in a better place with this girl than the guy he's addressing. And if that's the case, it feels like he's almost sympathizing, like, look, I get it, you know, she has the power, that power over me too, and, you know, you thought she'd be with you forever, but here she is talking to me. But then there was a line, something like, I hate to see her laughing at you, which, like, okay, that could be, you can laugh at someone because you're belittling them or you're essentially insulting them, but then I thought, like, maybe it's like she's laughing with this other guy, so maybe the narrator isn't in a good place with the girl too. Either way, it's very much in what I would expect, where, like, emotions and heart and feeling are bringing somebody pain, which again seems to be the real bread and butter of Chris's songs. But in this case, as I said, it seems like there's three people, and maybe neither the narrator or the other guy are where they want to be with this girl, and, you know, maybe she's a bit more independent and free, and she sort of loves and comes and goes as she pleases, whereas, you know, he and the other guy wanted her forever to have and to hold, and that's just not the way it is. So, yeah, I don't quite know how the narrative all stitches together, but yes, it definitely feels like there's pain going round and round in this heart-shaped world, and I love the way, not only does that give you a sense of a world, like, turning and things happening in a certain way in that world, but the way he really got his vocals going is that turned round and round, and as I said, by the end, he's flourishing and flaring and belting, even as the song's fading, so I felt like we could use an extended mix here. But yeah, top tune. I really just think he has an incredible voice, and he can do different things with it. He can go high and pristine and falsetto. He can give it a bit of fire and rasp. He can, again, be very soft and subtle, even like a bit inward in his delivery. So he has not only a great voice, but a very dynamic voice. So yeah, another cool tune from Chris. Thank you again, Michaela, for this CD and for the Forever Blue album. Let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.